right, good to be back. How's everyone doing? I had an eventful weekend and I am back at work doing my day job. And so, one little thing I want to bring up is the difference between going in and getting quotes for home appliances versus someone who knows. So, just in short, I have a furnace that was 50 years old go out in my house, and basically you can't find replacement parts, and it was going to cost a whopping $19,000 to replace it with HVAC. So, gonna get a new furnace, and then also gonna get AC put in, which my house had at one time, but that was before we bought it. And so a little bit of a conundrum, but talking to a friend, he was like, I know how to do this stuff, and I know people who know more than me. Just give me a second. And which was awesome, because something in my mind is like, this cannot cost people 20 grand. But the best option we found is 13 grand to get the whole system in. So much of that is labor and well worth it. But I'm like, it just can't be this way. Enough people have this issue with 1,000 square foot house that needs heating and cooling. There's no way it costs us much, right? So the short of it is, for probably $3,500, we could do the whole thing ourselves, minus hooking up a mini split, which is quite intense. And if you're extremely handy, you might be able to do some of the silver soldering and whatnot that's required. But best left to someone who's done it before. They'll make fewer mistakes and get it done still for a reasonable price. I'm thinking maybe $1,500 of labor expenses on that. The unit itself, about $2,000. And then the real kicker, the part I actually need right now going into fall and winter, before you know it, is a gas furnace to replace my decrepit 50-year-old one. $700. I can get it ordered. A buddy of mine will help me get it ordered, perhaps to his warehouse, and we can move it from there to my house, saving on some shipping. And even if I don't, maybe $900 all in to get it drop shipped to my house, or ship direct, excuse me. So basically that's the difference between you go out, do your due diligence, do your research, get quotes, get financing, and then you're stuck with, the down payment on another house, like $20,000, a lot of money. Even the $13,000, while reasonable by comparison, that's a lot of money to finance a home heating system on a tiny little house that was built, 50 some odd years ago, 74, so 51 years ago. Not that much house to heat and cool. You hate to put $20,000 when literally the house is so old, everything's falling apart, everything needs to be replaced. I thought there's gotta be another way, but here I am, getting quotes, getting financing, praying about the thing, like, what the heck am I gonna do? Surely it can't be this challenging, or this, more like, it can't be this expensive. What is it that I can do? And sure enough, it's that the network, it's probably not, there's probably an official network effect that I'm not speaking to at the moment, but I'm talking about just the effects of networking. Good people want to help you, and if they know more than you and you're willing to let them in and do some advising and then do the legwork yourself, it's amazing the deals you can find, right? I'm sure you've had experience with that, but I think especially on the home upgrades, home repairs, mechanical things around the house, like, it all goes back to experience, and you get as much as you can. In my case, being a new homeowner, there's a lot of things I haven't done before, but there's just enough that I have. Sometimes I have the sense that I'm paying way too much. Not too much in the sense that it's not a competitive price, but way too much as far as the design and the solution. It doesn't match what I need in any sort of reasonable budget. Therefore, calling a friend, it was awesome. I'm really stoked about that, and it's helping me recover from the cat in the garage fiasco, which, if you watched yesterday's video, you hear about that, which in short is just me learning to take ownership for my kind of silly mistakes that let cats do their thing in my garage, and became a nightmare really, really quick. But it wasn't that bad. And neither will this furnace / HVAC project. It'll be a lot of learning for me, but on a practical note, I've heard that you can do these things in a half hour if all things go right. You know what you're doing as far as just the furnace hookup. It'll take us longer than that because we don't do it every day. But it is, as far as if you have a physical fit, you can take a gas furnace and replace an old one, rather easily. It's just getting your gas shut off safely, getting your knowing a little bit of code, and also getting things lined up right, and if you have ducts in place like I do, just making sure that the dimensions work out. So anyhow, a little bit of non-official home improvement advice today. Mostly have good friends, right? Invest in good people. And I'm very humbled by having people in my life who are willing to help me save a ton of money and help me think a little differently. Like, you can do this, because I did my due diligence as far as getting many quotes, getting many financing options, but the whole thing was overwhelming. And I thought, man, if only I knew just enough to do this myself. And turns out I do via a friend. So there you go. Hope this is helpful. Hope someone's encouraged by this. Thanks for being a part of the channel, and we'll do it again tomorrow.